Hey there, this is Mathia Ford with RenalDietHQ.com, and today I'm coming to you live. I'm outside, but I'm actually not I'm facing towards my backyard, and so if you hear my dogs in the background, they enjoy playing. But I thought today would be a great time to talk to you about portion control. So portion control is one of the things that anyone who has kidney disease or any sort of other condition that they want to manage, they can use portion control to manage their calories, manage the amount of sodium, manage their amounts that they have, and that will help them to manage their diet a lot better. So what I mean by portion control is a portion is the amount that you're eating. And a lot of times we might think of, like, this just really reminded me of this yesterday when I was making the vegetable broth, and today I'm making cauliflower soup. I know that doesn't sound very good, but it's actually going to be really good. Cauliflower and goat cheese. But when I'm doing portions, I'm thinking about how much did I put into that container? How much did I put in altogether to make the recipe? And then I'm thinking, how much is it going to produce? So a lot of times people think of portions as like a amount of a cup or getting out cups or whatever and measuring cereal or an inconvenient way. I do think you have to measure. I think especially in the beginning, it's really important to know how much something actually is. So a cup of cereal is a lot smaller than the bowl that you usually put them in. And a lot of times we just fill up that bowl thinking it's an amount, but when you turn it around and look at that amount on the back of the nutrition label, you realize, oh, I had 2 portions. Or you drink a bottle of soda and you realize, oh, that's 2.5 portions. So even though it said 100 calories, I actually drank 250 calories. So portions are extremely important. Portion amounts typical with vegetables or fruits are like a half a cup, or whole fruit, it's maybe a cup, or a lot of times portions will be labeled as medium or small, and then it will give you a gram weight or a pound weight, ounces weight type thing. And I don't know if you know this, but your hands are not good scales. So a lot of times I'm going to show you some of the tools that I use that I think can be very helpful for you and make your life a lot easier. I recommend you do portions, especially in the beginning. You start measuring your food to see how much you're actually eating, and then track it with an app like MyFitnessPal, which is free. Track it with that app and know how much you're actually getting, and that's the way you make the changes. So when I have some things that I bought, and I bought these at a closeout store, but I'll see if I can find some on Amazon that are very similar. So what I like about these is, if you can see there on the back, it says 1 cup and 2 cups. And then on the inside, it has a little rim. So the bottom one is 1 cup, and then if you fill it to the top line, that's 2 cups. So this would be perfect for cereal, because you could look at it and you could say, okay, I'm going to have a cup of cereal. You fill it up to that line, and then you add milk and you fill it up to, close to this line. Then you had a cup of milk and a cup of cereal, and that's your portion. If your portion on cereal is a little smaller, you might do like a granola or what am I thinking of? Granola or like oats or something like that. A lot of times the portion is a 3/4 cup. So this one here is a 3/4 cup. It tells you on the bottom, but it's a 3/4 cup and a 1.5 cup. So same deal. You would do 3/4 cup of cereal. So what I love about these type of portion control measuring devices, and this one has a 1/8 and a 1/4 cup, it has a 1/4 and a half cup, and it has a half cup and a 1 cup. What I love about this is that you then have the ability to go without getting out that measuring cup and looking like you're actually measuring your food. You can use these consistently for a few days and know, oh, that's how much a 3/4 cup of cereal looks like, or that's how much a half a cup of cereal looks like. And you are measuring easily, and anything you can do to make it a little easier to control and know what you're eating is going to be helpful. So another tool, you hear my little Missy in the background, another tool that you can use. So I like this for all kinds of things. You can use, Missy, you're not on camera, stop it. Okay, so another thing that you can use is, I bought this on Amazon, and it's a very inexpensive scale. So one of the things you can do is, and I'll put the link to this, is to weigh your food. So a lot of times you don't necessarily know how much, and it'll tell you grams or ounces or whatever. And this one shows you in pounds and ounces, and it also does grams. So, and then fluid ounces, milliliters, and then back to pounds and ounces. So it works for everything. What I like about this is that it has a 0. So you may not know what that's for, but what you do is when you turn it on, it's zeroed. And then if you put, like, if I were to put this cup on there, it gives me a weight, and then, but then I have to remember to subtract that weight from the total weight of whatever I put in there. And what I can do is, obviously I'd have this sitting on a surface that's not my hand, but after I put that on there, I would just then put the 0, and that makes it so it's doesn't count the weight of the bowl. And then if I took that off, it would show me that, yes, it was doing this negative amount. And then I can add whatever I need to and do a amount, like if it says I need 30 grams of something, then I pour my stuff in there till it's 30 grams. And that way I can measure easily the amount of something without having to remember to take out the weight of the item that I'm measuring. So the only bad thing about these bowls is that they're melamine and you can't put them in the microwave. So one of the things you might have to do is measure into this and then pour it in a microwavable bowl, or find some that are microwavable. But I will put a link to a similar bowl or something that's on Amazon, so you can easily find something like that. And then I'll put a link to the scale that I'm talking about. But when I give you a recipe, I'm going to give you the amount in grams and ounces and that type of thing. So when you're portioning it out, or another perfect example, you are managing your amount of protein mainly. And so on this scale, you can easily make it work for ounces, and then put your piece of chicken on there or your piece of beef and see, oh, it's 6 ounces, cut it in half, that's 3 ounces, that's my portion that I need to eat. And there's nothing more valuable than knowing, well, there is more valuable because acting is the most important thing, but knowing how many ounces that piece of chicken that you have is, and then eating that amount and being consistent and managing your portions, that is going to be far and beyond the thing that we're going to ask you to do over and over again as dietitians. And as managing your health, you're going to be healthier because you know what you're putting into your body and you know how much you can have for the rest of the day, for example. And even if you go over, knowing what that was like and then feeling how you feel the next day is valuable information. Okay, I overdid it on the sodium yesterday, or I overate on the ice cream. Today I feel pretty crummy. So how does that then feed back to making me do different things so I feel better next time? So that's it for today. I wanted to talk to you about portion control and kind of share with you some of my tools. I told you I'm going to make my cauliflower goat cheese soup, and look for that next month on Zestify Your Diet on YouTube. And I will see you later. Go to renaldiethq.com and get a free meal plan and head out for the day and have a great day. Thanks.